Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a class today to learn how to utilize your John L. Scott technology, your websites, and your John L. Scott GPS home search app. So we're going to be going over both of these today. Let me share my screen. Optimize for video. All right, so Laura has volunteered. Voluntold to go ahead and let me use her profile. So this is from the My Desk. So everybody in Zoom, can you see our screen okay? I want to make sure.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Okay, so what we're going to be looking at today is a couple of things. First thing is the website designer. So you all have completely customized websites. They can be the basic broker search centric or luxury, right out of the box. They actually look pretty good, right? But you guys all have access to the website building team within John L. Scott. So both Pablo and Quentin are the two guys that they could do complete customization. I mean, the website stuff that they have built have won brokers contests, like they won like the best broker website on. Nice. That sounded great. They actually won or best broker websites. They've won best team, websites and stuff like that too. One person was going to spend $10,000, and luckily I told them to please get a meeting with them first, see what they can do before you commit to spending this kind of money. And I tell everybody this, realistically, the website game, it's kind of over, right? I mean, for the most part, where do all of our clients go? What are there's three major websites that suck up most of the traffic when it comes to Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor.com. Those three are the ones that suck up the most traffic. I mean, millions and millions of people every single day hitting the websites, right? So the question is, why do we put time into our own websites?
Supplemental.
Brand recognition?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you guys know what clients do when you are referred? Like if one of your past clients refers to someone else and they say, "Oh, you should use my broker. They were amazing." Oh, okay, yeah, here's their info. Right? Give them a call. Where do they go?
Google.
They Google 100%. They will Google
Your name.
They're going to look for you. They're going to look at your website. And they're going to look at your reviews. So they're going to use this. I mean, that's where clients go. Now, you can still get traffic and still gain clients by utilizing the system and going over some of the stuff I'm going to show you guys today. And you can use it. You can make ads with it. You can do Google ads and stuff and start putting it out there. Because how did Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor.com get so large? What do they do?
Free CMAs.
No.
Provide listings.
Yes. But what's the main, where was all their money going?
Towards getting agents to sign up.
Marketing and advertising. They were putting it out there, right? Obviously, Zillow was the king in the beginning because they told people what they wanted to know, right? They wanted to hear, how much is my home worth? And what were realtors doing? What were we saying? Well, not just that then, but in the beginning.
We were sending our clients over to Zillow.
But what were we telling them? Do you remember? Like, think back.
Price is inaccurate.
Yeah, Jim nailed it. We were like, they're way off. Are you crazy? Why would you sell your house for that? But realistically, they were smart. It didn't matter. The people were looking for an expert, right? They wanted, here, this advertising company, because that's what they were.
Mhm.
It was an advertising company, became the go-to place rather than our websites of actual brokers and companies. So it's because they put ads, they put it out there. Like, you have to push and push and keep pushing and putting it out there. So you're sharing this type of stuff on everything. You could do Google ads, you could do boosting, you could have the company boost whatever you wanted to do. There's some tricks you can do with Google Maps, and I'm going to show you guys some of that towards the end. That's a little more complicated. Some of this stuff I'm going to go real slow in the beginning to really give you the baseline of how we're going to build some stuff out. But there's a few brokers in the company that understand this technology, and they are actively using it, and they are getting and securing anywhere from 4 to 7 like solid leads a month from their website. And they have built out, I'll have to ask them again. These two people in particular, they're in Spokane. I'll tell you that much. But they literally have built out so many pages and so many things, and their ranking is so stupid high now because of the things that they've been doing. They have HOAs calling them all the time, like giving them leads and stuff, because they think that they're the ones that are the experts, because they've been working on this for about 4 or 5 years now. So it's all about how much time can you put into it, and can you put it out there, and can you invest in it, not only in the time it takes to build it, to do it, to put the stuff together, but also to push it and put it out there. Because if you're not doing the other part, it's not going to do much. So let me start out. Let's look at first website for Laura's site here. And let me have to zoom out because Zoom likes to maximize the screen size. So great, you've got a couple different things you definitely have got. You got neighborhoods, that's good. And you got homes for sale. Let's look to see what this one is. So this is just homes for sale, active listings, and it's a mix. So you definitely would want to probably redesign this. At least for the web, it's only active listings. There's not enough stuff behind it. So that might be something to look at later. But neighborhoods,
There's not enough stuff behind it.
there's not enough like verbiage, there's no videos, there's no information really what this is, because all Google can see here is homes for sale. So how much, homes for sale is pretty, that's too broad of a net. So remember, our sites and our technology is way more powerful. What's the phrase that you hear Lennox say all the time? Jim's got it. Go ahead.
Hyperlocal.
Hyperlocal. Hyperlocal is way more powerful. If you just said Kent, right? That's too broad of a net, and more than likely there's tons of other people also using the same types of search and stuff. You have to go micro. If anybody who specializes in condos, I would say condos are probably one of the fastest ways you could get this kind of system I'm talking about, how to work faster. Because condos have a condo building name, right? You can get the whole condo building community. That's just one building or one. Sometimes they're super small. There might be only 2 units or something to one condo. So that's where I want you guys to kind of start thinking about this, building out stuff, is that you can actually make it very, very micro and build just that condo community. And then you can you could put information, you could put links and hyperlinks to the HOA. You could ping Google Maps if that HOA is not on Google Business yet. Do you guys know how to do stuff like that, like a pin? Okay, we'll get to that very last step. So,
Okay, question.
yeah,
If it's, so if you're gonna do that, like say I wanted to pick out condos in Alki,
mhm.
can you map that under neighborhoods Alki?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you could map it to where it's like, so one thing, see how it's just neighborhoods?
Yeah,
You gotta start thinking more hyper local for every single thing you're building out. So West Seattle neighborhoods would be a little bit more specific for a breakdown.
but then could
But
it
is
fall
that-
under,
Yeah,
can you keep on,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you could I mean, those people I was telling you about, the ones from Spokane, they have broken out into like 3 categories. And like the list for the scroll down for all the condo units and stuff is crazy.
so her title neighborhood is okay, is what she has underneath it. No, that's what I'm trying to understand. When you say micro, that's great, but if we say condominiums and then underneath condominiums, we have, you know,
Hello.
Berkshire, hello.
Hi, Eileen. Good morning. Do you have the address?
Yep, you're not on mute.
Yeah. So, I was like, hello, yeah.
Just trust-
So I'm just trying to understand, you know, putting the tab as townhomes and then underneath that tab,
Nope,
break it down into,
hyperlocal, hyperlocal, hyperlocal has more power. So
you're saying as
if
our
you
tab.
wanted to make a tab. So if you wanted to like name I mean, I need names, like we need community names is where you really are
okay,
wanting to
so
go.
community
Mhm.
name may or may not exist, Somerset, let's just say.
Okay,
Somerset. Is that the title the tab we're gonna put up there?
you would say
Or-
Somerset neighborhoods, because isn't there more neighborhood, like Somerset's a bigger community, like there's actual pockets of little mini,
Okay,
like housing developments in there, like named, right?
right,
That's what you wanted to start out with. So start out with Somerset community, now break down to naming every single name of the actual community in Somerset. That's how you kind of you want to start building these, Jim.
So what is the name of, so I can see the website, the Spokane agents?
I can't share it because it's their stuff.
Oh,
not even their website, so we see
I'll ask
an
him.
example of.
Right,
Yeah.
That's
What
what
you're sharing.
Yep, yep.
I'm not cringing because I'm way over here,
Mhm.
so I hope they.
I'll ask him. You know how brokers are, they share stuff like, don't tell everybody, but you know, I mean, obviously this technology is available. So that's why I can tell you
Yeah, we
guys
just
and
want
show
the
you.
back end, we just wanna see a sample of what does this look like?
Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to pull one. Yeah, I'll pull
I
one.
mean, I thought that's who John L. Scott was, we're giving.
We are.
Maybe. So how do you define hyperlocal? Because I've always had resistance to that. Because it's kind of like, I feel like I'm kind of leaving some on.
So how I define it is rather than Kent, right? Let's say this one neighborhood in Kent, right? 27 homes in it. It's called Somerville. Somerville in Kent, right? Somerville is the hyperlocal. That's the community, hyperlocal community. Those types of searches are 20 times more powerful than you saying, I sell in Kent, right? So if you say, I sell Somerville community in Kent, Washington, now you're like, basically, I'm the only one for these 26, 27 houses.
So, because I'm just trying to get distinctions, because
Mhm.
like if I put Cascade is a lot.
Cascade community, like that's a master community, right?
So that's what I'm trying to understand. There's like, you know, if you went Fairwood Greens, you got Fairwood West, you got Fairwood Crest.
Mhm.
But you know, you put Fairwood, and there's like huge distinctions
Yep.
between. And so I'm just trying to get an idea, like, I mean, you know,
So that would be a perfect example, like even in Puyallup, there's a Sunrise is the master community, right? That's the big, huge community. How many total communities within that, you know, giant Sunrise? There's like 22 or something like that. I mean, there's a lot.
Tabs underneath.
So then you could go Sunrise Community would be the tab. Now in the drop down, you would say Morning View Ridge, that would be one. Morning View Ridge Estates, that's the second community. See what I mean? Like you're breaking it down piece by piece and going hyper local. And then each one of those is its own page.
But that's how I feel about doing the city too,
Mhm.
is you do the city and then within the city, you can break down different areas.
You can, but how many communities in a city? That's massive. Yeah.
Well, what if you did like
Seattle.
north or west Kent and then broke down communities?
You could, but remember, you're trying to get micro. I mean, you're trying to get to just the one community because when you do that and it has its own page, now you can do ads to, you can pull the, you know, you guys get with your title person, pull up the emails for that community. Now you can share that web page to the community. You could build a Facebook group for that community. You can do a nextdoor.com for that one community. There's like so many like layers you can do, like just once you have that hyper local community that will basically just, it'll funnel feed you traffic if you build it out.
How small should you get?
As small as you can go.
Well,
One condo building. I mean, if you wanted.
that's an easier one to because I was thinking like over 55 communities.
Oh yeah, you could totally do that. I know a person with senior designation, and they basically have done 55 and over communities.
Right.
And they're doing, yeah. So you can pick your niche. So how do we get our niches? Keep this in mind. There are open houses, so you can make that just a category. Bank-owned properties, just a category. Waterfront homes or view homes, all of those can be its own single search. So you want to work with developer investors, I would be, oh, I'm going to do bank-owned only in certain area, then you can like basically make a community page for that too. So I'm just throwing out tons of different ideas. It'll make more sense when we kind of start breaking stuff down. And then also you can break things down by the property types here, you know, farm and ranch, land only, commercial, manufactured homes, multifamily, condo and townhome, and then of course, single family.
And would you then get with those two website designers?
Oh, I mean, 100%, they're more gonna help build out and customize your website, and they can do community pages, they can do some specialty pages. Also, they can do stuff like that, but obviously, you know, you're talking like 3,700 brokers in the company that they can take orders from, you know, they'll get requests from. So you got to keep that in mind. They're not going to be as fast, but a lot of this stuff, you're going to be able to do this. You can do this. All right, so let's go ahead. And so you got Fairwood. So see, some of these they're just active properties. So you're just set to do a search for active only. Let's see. Since
What do you
you're,
recommend?
I'm gonna log out of this one. Rather than taking the time and like restructuring that, it'll take too much time away from class. I'll use, let's see, Solomon. You use yours?
Yeah, sure.
It's
SOU.
SOUL. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna use your site because it's brand new and just launched. So from here, we're gonna go ahead and go to the website designer. And we're going to add. Now you have options to do a page, a folder, and a link. You are trying to concentrate on CTAC, is that correct? Like that's where you're like, I wanna like. CTAC, I want that to be my stomping grounds, right? So let's go ahead and we'll do CTAC communities or something like that, okay? So we're gonna do a folder. The folder's name is going to be, it's all together, right? CTAC. CTAC communities, or should I call it CTAC? Yeah, no, that's probably good.
City of SeaTac.
Well, where would you want to establish a boundary around, because CTAC could be Bulwark Park, CTAC could be Riverton, CTAC.
Well, we're gonna dive in, we're gonna drill it down from this. Since he's trying to concentrate on CTAC, like that's gonna be the main thing we'll start.
Eric,
Hold on, I got one question in front of you. Go for it, Jim.
So where is the data that shows that how valuable is go hyperlocal?
How, okay, if you're trying to fish, right? Is it easier to fish in a barrel or in Lake Washington with fish? And it's stocked full of fish in the barrel.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, so.
It's as simple as that, because think about this too. I'm telling you guys, you know, in the beginning of class, you got to put some money behind this too, right? You want to do some advertising. It's the same thing when you're doing farming. CTAC is going to cost you, if you're going to do that every month, how much would that cost you a month to every single resident in CTAC? But if you could break it down to communities,
But this is fun.
bite size, we're farming. Yep. Okay. Online, or Zoom people, I missed one question. Go for it.
sorry, Eric, it's Darcy. So
Oh,
how
hey,
can
Darcy.
you add a folder rather than a page?
Because a page is only going to give one link at the top. A folder will give you a drop down of many pages. And we're trying to conquer CTAC, so we're going to try to put as many CTAC communities in here as possible. All right, so we're going to name it the URL slug. What this is and what this means is that you have your own website, right? It's mine's erics.johnlscott.com. There'll be a / and then the URL slug comes after your website. It trails behind it, and that's why it's always been called a slug. So it has a dash and connects the word. Whatever you put here is going to be the same here. Okay. And all this is that it makes it a unique URL to your website so that you can utilize that full link to share and do ads if you wanted to. So visible and navigation menu on the top of your website. So on the top of your, so here's your URL. The slug will come after this. When you go and look at the different neighborhoods, right? It will add a slug of whatever you want. So there's different things you can add into the slug that will help with your Google searching, because keywords into all your items of the website is going to carry over into the search. So we've got Seattle neighborhoods, so that's the folder. Alki real estate, Alki, Seattle, Washington, homes for sale. And then I have my name in here too to help bring more keywords. So the more time your words, right, you can add those into different things. And I'll show you some other stuff that we can do also, but basically we'll be doing some different things like this and showing also where you can do the video. You can do free CMAs.
Love should have, in his case, CTAC, community, or his name.
Yeah, so you can add to the slug.
Okay.
So you can add more keywords into the slug. So
Also, you wanna be careful about that, because you can advertise to your clients
Mhm.
what your URL is with that backslash, and if you make it too long,
yeah,
so.
But that's what Bitly exists for.
I'm sorry,
That's what Bitly exists for.
all right, smart
Mm. Plus you want to use stuff like that anyway for Bitly, so you can see how many hits you're getting and people are good. You know. All right, so CTAC communities. Let's see, we could put with, oh yeah, you can't do caps in the slug, sorry. With
Can you do spaces even?
no spaces. You in a slug, you have to always connect the word. So CTAC communities with your CTAC realtor. I think I want to capitalize every time. Realtor. Ooh.
But you can use a dash.
You have to use a dash in the slug. Yep.
And since you're using this, can you also address for those that don't know what Bitly is, Eric?
Yes. Bitly is a online free program. You can pay for the paid version and get way more advanced features and more clicks and whatnot. But basically it will regenerate a new URL. That's bit.ly dot, is it bit.ly.io?
LY.
Is it, oh, bit.ly, that's right, bit.ly / and then you can actually make your own, you can type in your own CTAC Realtor Expert, whatever, and then that link you can use for everything that you're trying to add, and then go into Bitly, you'll see how many clicks you get, and how many people are landing and, on the site, or even scans. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. That's a great website. All right, so whatever you want to add in there. Definitely first and last name is important to show up a little bit more Google juice, but there is your URL slug. Hit save. We have our first folder.
So how did you get there to add folder? So, from my desk to website.
The green button that says add.
The add button, yep. So take a minute. All right, so now we have our first folder. So let's look at Solomon's website. And move that. All right, so there's nothing in it yet, so it's not gonna even be visible at the top, but
You have to reset it, like, for it to appear.
I don't think so. Yeah, there's nothing in it yet, so it's not gonna show. It's visible.
So now how do we add to that?
So now we're gonna add a page. We need a CTAC community, so we're gonna have to do a couple things here. You have a community in CTAC, like of houses?
I think there's one Angel Lake.
Angel Link?
There's community there.
Okay.
I live there, but I don't know a lot of stuff.
It's a community around Angel Lake.
Okay, cool. So chat here. There we go. Darcy, you had a question? Or is that old?
Just typing something for you for later.
Gotcha. All right. All right, so next we have to jump over here real quick because you need to use your property tracker account to secure the listings for your search. So that's the one thing you have to have is your property tracker account. So I'm going to open this in a new tab.
Okay, so we did the folder and now we're going back to contact.
Oh, it went to,
Wait, where did you go for property tracker?
I'm going to go to contacts.
Contacts.
Hold on a second. It should have stayed in Solomon's, but I think it's jumping to mine. Oh, there we go. All right. So Solomon, we're going to use your property tracker account. So we need to go to your contact. Okay. And we're going to go to property tracker, manage it.
Hold on.
Hold on,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it.
You're creating.
All right.
Okay, property tracker. What was after property tracker?
Clicked it. And now we're going to go to our searches
Search.
and we need to do a new search. All right, so it'll show that you're logged in. I'm in the top. You should see your John L. Scott email. So make sure it's yours. And we can turn on satellite view to make this easier because you want to be able to see the community. And let's get over to the feed tag.
Mhm.
3130.
Oh, there it is. All right, so here is SeaTac. Let's Angle Lake. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
Okay, so Angle Lake. So if you want, we can make this the waterfront only. We can make it whatever you want. You want it waterfront only? So waterfront properties only. So that's definitely, so you have to really know the outline of whatever you're going to be drawing, because we're going to be using the polygon tool right here to kind of like go around the whole community. And some of these have some really long driveways and stuff like that. Knowing this community, there's like a bunch of easements. There'll be like one house on the lake and you have like 4 houses in front of you on the same like road. So let's do this. We need to zoom back out so that we can draw all the way around the lake. So let's use the polygon tool. And we're going to just go right across here. We're going to drop our first anchor. So click once, let go, and then drag it over. Click, let it go. Click, let it go. You just basically going to use this to kind of go all the way around it and keep dropping anchor points. Oh, I went too far. That's okay. We will bring it back. All I'm doing, just clicking and dropping anchor points. Now, when you're ready to close in the circle of the polygon, basically you just drag the very last line to the first point you dropped, and it'll turn to a little hand, little pointer finger there, and you click on it, and now it's gonna make the selection. We can make adjustments in here, so we can zoom in. See, I accidentally went a little too far. So we can grab this anchor point here, and we can move it back to the line. Yes, there's no listings. We get it. We get it. We'll show. Okay. You can drag this little guy, move it around. There. All right. So that looks good. We're going to zoom out. All right. So Angle Lake is our search. Now, the thing you have to keep in mind in the beginning is do you want this for active properties only? So if it's only active, that's only going to basically make it available to who? Buyers. It's only going to be good for buyers if it's actives. So you really want to think about it like, hey, do I want to be able to show what's going on in this community? Do I want to know like the actives, the pendings, and the solds? So what we'll do is do actives, pendings, and solds. Okay. Now we need to probably change a few things in the criteria here. Remember, by default, they're all marked. So obviously we don't want commercial, don't want vacant land, don't want farm and ranch, manufactured homes, multifamily, and then condos and townhomes. Let's go ahead and separate that too. And that took away some. Now we can, if we want just waterfront, because right now it says there are 8 houses from actives, pending, and solds. If I change it to waterfront, there's only 4. So that's a pretty strong search for waterfront only, right? For Angle Lake. So this is very hyper local, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
So this is a good search. I would use that. This is a good topic, I think, for us that we chose. So we're going to go ahead. We'll keep it this way. So we've got waterfronts, single family homes. Okay. So there's only 4 houses. Now from here, we can save this search. And we need to be hyper local. So this is going to be, wait, how do they spell it? Is it Angle?
Yes.
Angle Lake, SeaTac, Washington, waterfront. Properties or
Would you want?
Community.
Looking for residences, waterfront.
Properties,
properties?
but the only person getting that is Solomon.
Yep. Okay, so you could put notes here if you wanted. By default, the system's always set to daily. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I wish the development team would change this. It should be defaulted to immediately. Immediately is within 5 minutes of anybody listing the property or a status change, you're gonna get the notification. It's going to change. So if you wanted to, Solomon can even get text SMS messages every time a new property comes on. A waterfront, single family residential property on Angle Lake. If it comes on, he can get a text message within 5 minutes. Sometimes it's really, really fast. I mean, the future is immediate. As soon as you turn on active in your Northwest MLS, right, for that listing, it's gonna go out to text, SMS, and it's gonna get or app notifications. I mean, that's the world we're headed in. I mean, it's almost there now. So make sure you change it to immediately. If you want text, you can get that. Do you want that or not? Okay. So by default, notifications will come into email. Market Insights is defaulted. So you will get a Market Insights, which this is something that is definitely one of the most powerful things in all of our John L. Scott technology. Not even Northwest MLS, not even Zillow has this, or Redfin. The polygon that we drew exactly we will get the analytics for that polygon we drew. It will give you the analytics. So if you select active pendings and solds, you'll get every single month, you're gonna get the analytics to just that polygon. That's extremely powerful. Hopefully this is giving you some ideas that you can do for your other clients, for sellers living in their home. You could totally draw around just their neighborhood. Because what does Zillow and Redfin send them? What do they send?
Okay.
Well, they send their own thing, but how far out of a thing do they send? You guys know?
No.
Probably about a mile.
10 mile.
Nope. It's the zip code. The whole zip code in which you live in is what they send marketing on. Or they'll send you listings for that. They'll send you the analytics for just the zip code. So see how much more powerful that this can be. All right, so now that we've made a search, let's go ahead. Now we're going to go back to our website designer. Now we're going to add, and this time we're going to add a page. Okay, so we're adding a page. It's thinking, it's working, building it. Okay, now we have to decide what kind of a page do we want. There's ones with a blank page, contact me, featured listings.
Eric, I'm sorry. You left the property tracker tab open and you went back to.
Nope, I didn't leave it open. Oh, wait, I left the search open because it stayed there. I didn't close it.
Okay, so you went back to my desk.
I went back. All I did is go to from my desk, from the contacts, I went straight to the website designer and I clicked the plus button.
Yeah.
The big plus button, and we did page. And then this is the first thing it gives you. So you could do luxury focused home, agent focused home, search focused home. Basically what that is the first top part of the page is it shows kind of like the generic websites. It's just the piece of that. Which we're not gonna do that. It has a map search, featured, listing detail, or a contact me page, or a blank page.
So you didn't go back to the folder that you created?
No,
and then
not
the
yet.
Sub-page,
Mm-mm.
you're doing it independently?
Yep, I'm doing a
Okay.
page, because it's gonna ask us if we want it to go in a folder in this process.
Okay.
All right, everybody clear? Right, all right. So we're gonna choose a blank page, because we wanna just build it out ourselves. The other one that some people might use is the search focused home, I think is the other one that they might do, but I like just going blank. So blank, we got to come up with the navigation menu title. So remember, this is going to be our menu title. This is going to be the sub menu. So we know that this has to be very, very similar to what we named our property tracker search, because it's hyperlocal. It's just that one search, right? So let's do Angle Lake waterfront. Community. Okay. Because remember, it's not just for a buyer, it's not active properties, it's actually the whole community. But it is very specific and hyperlocal, not just for it being Angle Lake, but because we chose waterfront properties. So now our SEO page title, what do you think it should be?
Where is it showing up at?
SEO page title?
Yeah, does it show up somewhere?
Yep,
Where does it show up?
it shows up right up on the top. So it should be the same thing. You want it to to be the same. And then the SEO URL, Angle Lake Waterfront Community. The link appears in search engines, short titles are better.
Did it do it automatically?
Yep, as soon as you put SEO, it added the URL, the slug. So see how it added the dashes and lowercase. So we're gonna hit next. Now, it's saying, would you like to include this page in the navigation menu? Optionally choose a folder on the next step. So we're gonna say yes. And now see your choices, top, meaning it's just at the top of the menu, or folder. Well, we only have one folder. We want it in the CTAC communities. Next, and save. Once we do this, now it's going to open up into the page builder for the Angle Lake community. It should have jumped right to that page. That's weird. That's strange. It should have actually jumped right into the page.
I'm following along and it didn't open either.
It did the same.
It takes a minute, probably.
Yeah, usually it goes straight into the page to start designing.
Oh, for the design piece.
Yeah, that's weird. Let's look here real quick. I'm gonna show you guys what that one is. So you can use Google Analytics too. If you have an ID, you can put that in. I'm just seeing if the other functions of it. Oh, there it is. I don't know. Did yours do it too? It just took a long time.
Yeah.
All right, so we are in the Angle Lake waterfront community. So let's go ahead and build in the first top part. So I'm clicking in this empty box that says tap to add content. So we're going in here. So the first thing you want to probably do is you can decide if you wanted probably, I like the search.
Wait.
Mhm.
Okay, there.
Search input. So I'm selecting search input. Another question. Amanda, they can, but like I said, it probably will take them a long time. But you definitely are going to want the communities set up in your property tracker searches. So yes, you're going to have to do that no matter what, if you're going to try to do something like this, or even have the communities. They have some defaulted communities. I don't like doing that because again, some of them are not hyperlocal enough. Remember how I said they have like Sunrise? How many communities are in Sunrise? Well, a whole bunch. That's because you have app and web developers instead of real estate brokers knowing the communities. They're just drawing around outside. So
I like the hyperlocal searches, but once you start getting into adding it to the website, I'm like, oh boy.
We're doing it nice and slow. And then this is gonna be recorded, so this will go on our YouTube channel. So the first thing we need to do is pick a background. Couple things I like to, I mean, if you really want to do this and do it right, what I would do is hire your videographer, your photographer to go to Angle Lake, go take some actual photos of Angle Lake, get some really good shots of things you can actually use for this page. I mean, that's what you really should do. And realistically, you want to become that expert, I would be putting video, I'd be recording, have your videographer go record you at places at Angle Lake. Hey, this is Eric with John L. Scott coming to you, from the dock over in the southwest corner of Angle Lake. Today, we're talking about whatever, you see what I mean? Like, you keep putting that out over and over and over. Now you're gonna have YouTube, Google Business, your web page for Angle Lake waterfront properties. All you're doing is doing a layer effect of advertising to become that community expert or that hyper local community expert. So
Eric, I'm sorry,
Mhm.
where did I hear?
it took me there right away when I chose search input.
So click
When
on
I
the
also
tab.
saw settings, history or public.
No, you didn't hit the right here.
Oh,
Add content, search input. So we're going to remove, it says a background, we can add a background. This is where you'd want to upload, get those, get the amazing photos for the community. There are some ones in the JLS public you can use. Do not forget that Google can scrub, they can search when you upload and you put anything online, if you take someone's photo, it can be found. There's reverse prospecting basically within Google. You can search for any photo in Google, and it will show you everywhere where that photo is at. So don't get hit. We have had a few brokers do this. They took photos without permission, and then they got contacted with a letter. And like, if you don't pay $5,000, we're gonna sue you, for infringement on our photography, basically. So there are public, in here you got community photos. You can use these. There's stuff like Greater Seattle. Here's the ones you can use that are like free. You got waterfront. Obviously that looks like too big for like an angled lake, but we're going to go ahead and use something. Okay, so we choose this one. We'll hit set. Here's the background. Okay. Next, it says profile picture name and title will appear by default. So that's your profile picture. That's your name. That's your title. We don't want that. We want to override this. And we need to put, what do you think? Yeah, we got to do Angle Lake waterfront community. Okay, and then we can make this bold. And we probably want it to be pretty good sized. And you can change the color, whatever you want. Lime green.
That's my color, though.
24. And then text alignment, aligned in the center. Okay. We'll override. So now you got words in here instead of just, your name again. So we'll save this. And now it's got its first piece. Let's go ahead and publish it. Until you publish it, it's not going to show up. So we're going to publish the first thing, and the first thing it's got is just the search. Not a lot of people moving off that lake from the looks of it.
Not a hyperlocal.
Mm-mm.
So wouldn't you want to have, I mean, to me, it seems like this would be a place to have like access where you could find a community that when you hyperlocal, you have a certain turn already.
Yeah, I mean, getting with your title, I mean, I guess that doesn't matter. I don't know.
I think that's different that's, to me, when you have turnover rates and stuff, that's more focused on your farm. Whether you want to choose that as your farm, but for your website, you want to be a little bit more open because it's out.
Mhm.
I would think.
Yeah. So see, now we've got something up here, Angle Lake is published. Now the folder can be activated because there's actually something in the folder. This is all that we have so far. Okay. So the first things is Angle Lake Waterfront Community. Find your home here so people can search. The next things we got to kind of start deciding is, okay, let's show them at least what homes are here. So here, I'm going to get rid of, okay, we'll go back to here. So now we need to edit again. Now let's go down and hit the next box. We're going to stack. We're building this all up into stack. So the next thing we're going to want to do is probably put the listings, right? Most time people want to be able to see, at least get to the listings. Or maybe it's paragraph. You decide. Getting some history about, what Angle Lake is, where it is, how many homes are there. I mean, you really need to pack in some research as you're building this out, because all that's going to do is set you apart from probably most of the websites that are even out there. As we go to Google.
How would you find out how many websites are out there on this?
Not websites, how many, well, communities. Well, I'm going to do a search right now on Google. It's going to Angle Lake, waterfront, community. So if we search this, let's see what pops up. So you have Washington waterfront. This is the first one. I see Redfin's second. These aren't even ads. 5 homes for sale. Blue Summit. Can you swim? So there's questions and stuff in here too. Like some of the brokers will give feedback on some of these things too, to help keep the things you do in Google is going to help raise your Google juice and your value, right? So they'll show you more if you're involved more in the different things. So there's lots of things you can do with that. Okay. So next is Angle Lake. As far as Google Maps, it shows that there's a church, the park, nature trail.
There's also a community center.
Yeah, community center. So there's some things we can do with that.
The HOA.
Did you see it?
No, there's the
Oh.
HOA. I saw one on Angle Lake,
Ah.
but there's an HOA that serves like the surrounding neighborhood too. That you can become a member of. But that's all cool stuff. So you can go ahead and put that in there, right?
Yeah.
In a paragraph. You want to be like a community expert. That'd be cool.
Community.
Alright.
So I searched it again. Now Redfin's on top because I added to Angle Lake, SeaTac, waterfront community. I better add the Washington. Washington waterfront came back. So now when I actually put in what it is, now Angle Lake comes up in Google Maps. So something nice to do, Wikipedia. You can copy this. Put the park, put the name.
That's not considered copyright.
Where am I going?
I don't know.
Guess where I'm gonna go?
ChatGPT.
Where am I going? ChatGPT can rewrite it all, remove the links. And now we'll use it. Oh, yeah. Oop. Right, this for my Angle Lake waterfront community web page and remove links. Paste it in. Boom. So Angle Lake, located in SeaTac, Washington, United States, is a beautiful L-shaped lake spanning 102 acres, 0.41 kilometers. Is that right? KM? Between Interstate 5, State Road 99, the lake gets its name from its unique outline, which forms a right angle. This stunning lake, along with nearby Lake Burien and Bow Lake, was formed around 12,000 years ago as a result of glacial retreat. So now we have some info, right? So it's removed all the hyperlinks. Okay, now we can copy this. And let's go back to our page. So let's paste that. And I would definitely write in some information as your Angle Lake real estate. What do you say? Real estate expert, or what would you say? Community expert. As your Angle Lake real estate community expert, I am here to help with all your needs. Feel free to reach out with any questions about this wonderful community and more. All right, so decide you want it. You're probably going to need to be centered. No, actually, this will be fine for that. And how big do we want that? At least 20. Save. Okay. Now you can look at it, publish it, publish it. Either way, you can keep testing and see. If you didn't like what you did, you can reset and go back history once. That thing kind of works off and on. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I would rather just go through and you delete this and then you re-add, do it again. That's how I do it. It's a little bit faster.
And how is it that you were gonna add the map?
Coming next. All right, so let's jump and take a look and see what we've got now.
But wait, if there's more.
But wait, there is more. Okay, so now you have info. Now we need to edit again, and let's go down to our next box. We're gonna add this. Let's put featured listings. Do we want to include a title bar and sort columns above? Yes. And the title is, what do you think? Angle Lake SeaTac Washington waterfront properties. Next. Now, by default, it's like my listings. No, we want to do our saved search from Property Tracker. We're going to choose this, and we need the Angle Lake waterfront properties. Hit next. You could choose to have a grid. Grid will stack them, and it'll put them side by side depending on the device. If they're on mobile, it's only going to put them to a single line. Single, you know, they'll scroll and they'll be in one line. So keep that in mind. Carousel means it's just one box that you can scroll. It really kind of comes down to if there's if there's a lot of houses in there, for one, that should kind of show you a warning sign of, did I get hyper local enough in my search to make it, you know, really a limited amount, or, you know, do I need to maybe make adjustments to it? But realistically, let's do grid. Number of listings visible in the grid at a time. You can choose however many you want. Remember though, by keeping it for mobile, keep it a low number. I would not go above 12. There's not even 12 properties anyway. So do you want to show multiple pages? Yes. If you're using grid, always mark this, because if all of a sudden there's more on the market, it's not going to show them in the grid to swipe pages. Now you can choose the order by default. You could do it by price. You could do it by, I would say status is probably or list date, the newest, and then you can go from high to low, low to high, you choose. Think about if you're doing something for investors, lower to high is probably a better order rather than, you know, for something like this. We're gonna hit next. Do you wanna, would you like to add some listings to the results manually? Why would we do this?
Off market?
Maybe. It has to have an MLS number. Why we would do this is maybe for this example, how there's not that many, only like what it shows, 6. How far back do listings go on, you know, in default in the system? Do you guys know? 180. So if you want to show the history of this, you know, kind of community, you might want to jump over to the Northwest MLS, do a search Angle Lake waterfront properties, maybe pull the last 2 years of what's sold. I don't know, a year. You got to really think about what it is you're building, what you're doing. So keep that in mind. We don't have time for that in class today, but you probably would want to do that for this one. And you can always update what you've already saved. Okay. So we would have hit yes, and then we would add those manually. We're going to say no. And then same thing. Would you like to exclude listings from the result? So if you have a community, like everything's all nice and there might be one really bad bank-owned teardown and like, oh my gosh, I don't want this showing on the website. You can exclude that. And you would say yes, and you put in that MLS number and then it removes it. So here's what it's going to show what's there right now. There's only 4. We'll hit save. Okay. Now we're going to publish. And now we built the next piece. Right. So now there's this one. Let's take a look. Now you got Angle Lake, SeaTac, Washington waterfront properties. You have 2 actives, a pending, and a sold.
That's good.
Right? So now we need to add some more stuff. Let's close these guys. If I can close this one. Let's close that one. You don't need third. Okay. So now close that one. So we've published those 3. Let's add another one. So now tap this box and let's do video. But in order to get the video, we need to do johnlscott.com/, I'm trying to remember. Community videos? Is it community videos? Nope. Or is it just videos? I think that's it. Come on. Scott. Donald Scott. Nope, that's the other one. This is for getting videos done. Oh, come on. What is it? Here, let me do this. When we click on a listing and open it up, it's going to show if there's a community video here.
If they have one.
Yeah. There. I got to get to that URL. Hold on. Let's remove the bounding box. And actually turn off waterfront. And do not have for CTAC, maybe. I just need to get to one of the URLs so we can find. Nope. Trying to remember the URL. Oh, no, all he said all of those on
Are you
that.
looking for the community videos?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you pull up one that John Scott has already created?
I'm trying, yeah. But I need to find one. I mean, I know there's one in Seattle, so I guess we can jump up there.
Don't they have a list of communities in my desk for us?
Yeah, but it's not gonna show right where that video is. Let's see. Oh, come on, you. There's. Okay, so. Would have been a. Dang it, I can't think of the URL.
JLS.videos.com.
Yeah. No, it's all of those are going to the same place. Ah. Vimeo. Oh, wait a minute. I thought they did link it in.
Museum out there.
There is a John Scott page that has every community. In fact, let me just go to johnlscott.com and I'm pretty positive they ended up adding it in here. Let's scroll to the very bottom. Ah, community. Here they are. Jeez. Oh, they changed it. That's why. Community spotlight videos. They renamed the whole thing. So johnlscott.com/community-spotlight-videos. There are tons of community videos, tons. So all of these you can use into your websites. So if you're, Bellevue expert or wherever you're trying to conquer, let's see if they at least have SeaTac. Ellensburg, Eugene. Donald Scott won like 3 years in a row, best videos through Leading RE. Did you guys know that? All right. Yeah, Rowan and Michael and one other videographer, I can't think of his name. They're the ones who built pretty much all of these. Come on, do we have a SeaTac? I thought we did. Nope. They need one then.
Probably just like bigger too.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they had it, this is where we would go. You would use if the community, has one, you're gonna want to basically add the video in here. And these things are,
Then put a Seattle one in there, or?
yeah, I'll just do Seattle for now.
A short drive, but a world away, West Seattle has its own sense of community while still feeling like an integral part of Seattle. Whether you're here to enjoy the beaches at Alki and Lincoln Park, to shop at the Junction, or to make a home, you'll find a neighborhood pride and close-knit community unlike any other in the Pacific Northwest. True to its name, West Seattle lies to the west of downtown Seattle, and it can be accessed from the heart of Seattle via the West Seattle Bridge or a passenger-only water taxi. West Seattle is surrounded on 3 sides by the waters of Puget Sound. All this water provides many aquatic activities, and our part of Seattle features some of the best views of the Olympic and Cascade Mountains, not to mention the view of the beautiful Seattle skyline. In a lot of ways, West Seattle feels like a beach town. A summer stroll along Alki provides plenty of opportunities to watch beach volleyball players, dine on fresh seafood, and take in the sun. The Fauntleroy Ferry, near Lincoln Park, will whisk you away to Vashon Island or West Sound. West Seattle is also home to great schools, parks, and shopping as well. If you're looking for beaches, great restaurants, cute boutiques, and a small town vibe, West Seattle might just be the place for you. If you'd like to learn more about West Seattle, let us know. We'd love to show you around and help you find your perfect home.
All right, so they make some really good videos. I mean, community, there's a ton of them. So what we would do is take, I gotta take on this one. Pause it. We basically need to go. Pause. Where are you? How come it doesn't have we need you need to share. And see this code? Copy that link. Okay. I'm gonna copy that link. You can use YouTube videos or Vimeo. Okay. And all you need is the code from the video. You just basically backspace over the whole URL besides that code. Let it sit there for a second and it should kind of pull the video in.
Would you do the same thing with YouTube?
It has its own. YouTube shows the whole link, I think. Yeah, Vimeo's different. So you use this, hit save. Now you have the video here. We're gonna publish. And now you've got
The code or the?
just the
URL?
last numbers of that hyperlink of that video you want. So you're gonna publish this one. They need a SeaTac video.
They need to update some of their videos though too.
Yep, they need more.
Better way one is.
Is that one? Is it
It's outdated.
Oh, is it? That's one of the early ones. All right, so now let's take a look what we have now. Now you got your Angle Lake waterfront community properties. Video would be there,
Nice.
okay?
Scroll down.
So it'll fill, the cool thing is like, it's, you know, it's mobile ready, so even on a mobile device, the video would be into the, you know, that URL. This is live, so you could go to that hyperlink and you could see it on mobile. Okay, so we built that part out. Now we got to add more. One of the probably the greatest tools, you know, also that you can use is your buy side, your hyperlink, right? So we can create an image and you could use, oh, I don't know, Canva or whatever, and just basically click here to see how much your Angled Lake waterfront property is worth.
Mm.
See what I'm saying? You're gonna use your buy side hyperlink.
Meaning you're doing a home valuation, widget, okay.
So we could do, let's go back to my desk. Gonna have to go out of the web designer here while we go do this one. Go back to dashboard. Or actually, no, I don't need that. Let me do this. We'll just take Solomon's link here. So see the get your home valuation. We will copy this. We need that URL. And we could see, I mean, it'd be nice to have wording like right over this. Do about buy side image. And let's see if there's buy side. Let's see. No, we need something else. Let's just do like, I don't know, Canva. Canva's pretty good. Just need. Just do a web page image. The front maybe. Obviously, like I said, getting images from your photographer for Angle Lake community, all the stuff that you do that people who live there and know that area, they're gonna recognize the photos and see that, yeah, everything on this page has to do with Angle Lake. All right, let's see, what do we got? We just need an image. Good, something. Let's try this. That's too small. Actually, this is a square. We need a masthead. Let's just go back. No, let's log in. It's not doing nothing there. Photo.
So are you trying to change the design you already have up there?
No, I'm just trying to get an image that we can use for just an image that we can hyperlink and add words over the top. Waterfront, real estate. Should be able to find something in here.
See anything waterfront like,
I know.
take out real estate. Oh, and just go water, ocean.
No. Wait, what's this? Banner? This is gonna be wide enough at least. I don't know why it's not letting me log in.
We went horizontal, not vertical, right?
Yeah, you want horizontal. Being a bugger, it's not letting me log in for some reason. We couldn't proceed due to failed security check. Okay, yes. That's weird. Okay, well, I think what I'll do is we'll just take a free. And get away from the sponsored ones, go to free images. Okay. Better.
Let's see.
Something. Park.
The little water one, oh, right, that one,
That,
no, the other one.
did I skip it? Which one?
That one, or the low and the low rail, it's pretty neutral.
Which one? Oh, that?
So if you go down
That?
that one.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Download.
Wait for now until you get a real picture. Cause Angle Lake is like very particular. It looks
True. True. All right. Now we got our image. Go back. We're gonna tap add our last box. We're gonna do a paragraph. Do an image, insert image. Downloads. Okay, click on it. And we need to actually go up above it real quick. I almost forgot. Do bold. Let's do black. And let's do 24 and get this centered. Click here to see how much your Angle Lake property is worth. Hey, that black, oh, I did the background remove. Oop, remove color. I didn't do, oh, font color, there it is. Click here to see how much. Okay, so we can highlight all of this. And now go over to the, where's hyperlink? Where's chain? Oh, there it is. Chain. Oh. Could have done it. Come on now. Yeah. Aren't you working? Not do the words? It should.
I think uploading a file and it just disappears.
An image?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's not. That's definitely not working.
Re-highlight it and control K.
Huh?
Re-highlight it, how you run that, control K.
Oops, no. Not doing it. That's very weird.
Save, maybe I'll-
Switch to source. You could do the coding if you know the code.
Just being by you this morning.
That's weird. Here, I'll put it in, publish.
You just inserted the link to the home valuation.
Yep. I'm using that home valuation from the buy side. So then if anybody clicks it, then they can go.
And search.
But it's already on your main page too. as
It
well,
is,
right?
yeah,
But it's
it
just-
shows up, but it's a thing that says, but you're,
Yeah.
you're adding in more.
Right.
All right, so let's take a peek at that, and then I'm gonna show off one last thing we can do for our page. Oh yeah, and it didn't center. That's weird. Okay, all that. Edit. Have to configure. Something's going on. I don't know why it is not allowing us to hyperlink. That's weird.
Is there a cap on the size of the image that you can upload?
Well, you want the image to be as close to possible as the actual size you want it to be. If it's too large, yeah, it might mess with it.
I keep loading it and it disappears.
Oh, it might, the file size could be too big. That's another thing. You gotta make sure file sizes are not,
So what's my max?
you probably don't want anything over 5 megabytes for sure.
So can you just post the link to that paragraph?
I mean, yeah, that's not what you wanna do. Yeah, I don't know why it is doing that. Oh, is it blocking it? No, it's blocking the. Yeah. I don't know. I have to check with the app developer. Basically, you'll do that. And then the one last thing I will show you guys from your My Desk. You can utilize trend graphics to also put into that page and it'll auto update for you. So in here,
You mean for that specific.
yep, we need to know Angle Lake, so you can, pull up all 22 counties. You can look by, or actually, let me see if it might even have Angle Lake. So let me go King County. Subdivision. Let's see if I can find Angle Lake. There it is. You have 2 MLS areas. Okay, single family properties. We can do, yeah, actually, we want to do the drop down and choose for sale, sold, pended, and new listings. Okay. Hit the show chart. Let it update. Okay, now you can see exactly, here's Angle Lake. And what we're going to want to do is use the post to web tab. And they have standard, and we want no expiration date. Hit continue. Here's the preview. Continue. Check the box. You read everything. Continue. Now we have the embed it. Copy that. Go to the My Desk. Website designer. Go to the Angle Lake. Let's tap to add, and we're going to do HTML embed. And now we can paste this in. Hit save. And now publish. And now you've just layered, and you can automatically have it showing what's going on in Angle Lake. So now they can see all of trend graphics in there. So every single thing we're doing is all about the Angle Lake. So now let's take one last look, see what we built. Solomaine's website. We went to the community, Angle Lake waterfront community. And now we've got info, listings, a video. That one we're gonna have to fix. I have to find out what's wrong with that. And now you've got Angle Lake, area 120, area 130, and what's going on for sales, number of homes. But you can put in stacks of, you can even do a couple of the stacks if you wanted every one of these. Like, see how it says for sale versus sold? Next, if you wanted average price per square foot, you can even have this one. Same thing, you would select this tab, do post to web, do the same process, what I did before, and you literally can have every one of these showing up.
Post to web gives you that embedded,
Yeah,
and then you just copy that and paste.
Yep.
Which category did you paste it into?
I did the, I'll add content. It's called HTML embed. One of the, probably the better way to do the thing is what we were trying to do earlier with buy side with your hyperlink. I would probably use an online web editor, like to build, like there's free ones, there's a lot of them. You can do free online web page editor, and you can use it and build and put the image in, and it'll actually write the code, what you're building, and you can put words over it, hyperlink it, then go copy the HTML, and then go do the HTML embed. And that's probably the better way to do this item. You can even do these ones in there too and make adjustments to make the image stretch all the way across to fit. You know, there's a lot of code you can do to actually fit the width of the image to, you know, to go all the way across. So there's a lot of stuff you can do. So we're gonna go ahead and publish this, so it's, at least it's done, but there's a few things left to do, but just today, now that we've made this page, right? You have a hyperlink you can use here. Now you can start doing Google ads and you can make them pop up and choose your areas and make it around that lake, and people can start finding your page. So that's where the rubber meets the road and you actually can start gaining clients. And then the last thing is in Google Maps. With Angle Lake. Whoops. Right, so in here, you can drop pins. Clear this. So you could actually right click and do, oh, I have to sign in. Once you're signed in, you can add a business. Basically going through and you can drop a pin and you can name it, Angle Lake. Basically, now you hyperlink and you build like a business page for Angle Lake, but it's for your web page, for the one, just that page we built. So now people can search, they get to search on Google. Now they can actually find your web page. When you know how you can drop a pin, like when you're logged in and you're signed into Google Business.
And it'll show
Yeah,
Zoom on John L. Scott.
yeah.
Has it drop
Community, yeah. Angled Lake Community Expert.
Oh, that's dope. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's a game changer, actually.
yeah.
That's looking cute. All right. That one's cool.
So a lot of different things you guys can do. Hopefully you learned a lot. Obviously, we got this class recorded. I know it is a lot to go over. Hopefully you guys can use this and build out more pages. The people for the website, all you need to do is email brokercare@johnlscott.com, request that the website building team can reach out and set up an appointment. So that's all you need to do. brokercare@johnlscott.com. All right, that's it for today, you guys. Thanks for making it. We'll see you on the next one.